Welcome along to episode 30 of the Don Michelle sponsored A View from Section C. Senior, how's it going? How's your week been?
Junior? C'est la vie, Junior. C'est la vie. Come on, I mean. It's, apart from the courses we say, it's a shit fest in the work.
It's a shit fest.
It's
Wow.
a shit fest. Yeah. But nah, it's been okay. It's been alright, come on, I mean. It's just getting ready for the big man coming with his big sacks.
Come on, empty his sack. Yes.
Coming to empty his sacks and large houses.
I
Yeah.
can't believe I had to change the calendar this morning for December. I've even opened my advent calendar.
Yeah.
Well, there's a wee treat for tonight. Yeah, changed the calendar this morning. And it was a pleasant surprise on the Stars
Okay.
December calendar. It was Mr. Tom Drutkiss and friend of the show,
And?
Callie Robertson.
Wow. Wee Callie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was pleased when I saw Callie and thought, could have done with him this year.
Well, in saying that, he probably wouldn't get much ice time, would he?
No.
Yeah,
probably
he's
not.
doing well down. He's doing well down south.
He's doing very well down south. Doing very, very well. Yes.
He's not doing that well because we've not had any free tickets yet.
No.
Yes.
And speaking of
And
free tickets, we'll be getting our free tickets soon. Then we've got a date.
That's it. We've got a date in Sheffield.
Yep, the Dowdy testimonial. Larzo's hockey friends. We will be getting free tickets, and if we dinner, we're no fucking going.
Yeah, and if we dinner, he's a wee dick.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I've already taken a day's holiday for it anyway. So because we're off the Friday, Monday anyway.
Yeah, he's definitely expecting us to be there. Like, so.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll see what happens. I'll tell you, his t-shirts are nice. I must admit, the t-shirts are nice. It's orange and black, so that's always a good thing for me. And
his
the
testimonial
logo
is smart. It is really, really smart.
Yeah.
But yeah,
somehow I don't think Section C would be happy if we rocked up to one of the games wearing a t-shirt with the logo 75 on
them. Yeah, if we not got a 75, no, we don't. For a few over the years, but we don't have one this year. But yeah, looking away from hockey though, Senior, you've been very vocal on Twitter over the last few days and the last week. I'm a celebrity.
Don't get me fucking started with that. I'm a celebrity. Stop it now. Stop it.
All I've seen all week is you going on about people being reap what you sow, you Tory bastards. That's what you get.
Stop it now. You get me into trouble. Let's be honest, right? How on earth could he be that fucking popular?
Listen,
right?
You've got to think.
We're no politicians, right? But it's a fucking joke. The Russians have been in there and rigged the votes. I'm telling you. And I even tweeted Ant Dick and told them the same thing.
It'll be all these mistresses that you had during COVID. That's who all been voting for him to save him.
Yeah. It tells you something when you're voting for a lioness to win. Come on, I mean, you're voting for an England football player to win it. Honestly.
But yeah,
you think I was bad? You should have been sitting next to me watching it beside your mum. I'll tell you.
I can imagine.
Honestly,
can imagine.
Between her and your Auntie Avril, it was ridiculous. Honestly.
But aye. There is something else that we need to address at the start of the show this week.
Okay.
And it's quite serious here.
All right.
I saw this online earlier, and it was a flyer. A missing flyer.
Right, a missing flyer. Somebody missing.
Where the hell is Billy McGuinness?
Well,
I
don't know. However,
picture, by the way,
that's a great photo, is it? He looks like the guy out The View.
Aye, side view.
The strange thing is, he seems to have been missing from Dundee Ice Arena.
Yes.
But he's scoring goals on a Saturday morning.
He's what?
There was something on, think I seen someone on Facebook today. Football. He's been at football.
Wow.
And does he play for, is it Newport or something?
Oh, again. Don't know.
But somehow he seems to be getting out to the football, but he's not getting out to the ice hockey.
That right there. That's hellish.
Yeah. As we've said a few times, it's no hellish. We're just disappointed.
We're not angry at you, Billy. We're just disappointed that you're not there.
He's maybe got new pals.
Well, he's got this new young laddie, William, that's just appeared.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere.
Just came out of no place.
But yeah, let's be honest, Billy, we're missing you. We're missing your shit jokes, your Ross McIntosh chants. Hopefully he's back at the weekend.
He better be back at the weekend, or that's him finished.
He's out. He'll be like Mike. He'll be sent out.
Be sent out, not allowed back in. He will then have to pay a transfer fee to get back in the club.
Yes.
As you say, not hellish. We're no angry. Disappointed.
We are that indeed. But yeah, on to more exciting things. Senior, I've kept you in the dark on this one. It's been a very busy week with work, and it's also been a very busy week of discussions regarding the podcast. So, big unveil here. We have an additional 2 sponsors, Senior.
And yeah, what?
I'm just keeping this quiet for you, just for a surprise for you. I wanted you to be excited. Like, we've got 2. So not only just we've got Don Michelle, we've now got long-time listener and friend of the show. No,
Robert Dowd.
No, it's no sponsor.
No. Okay.
It's our good pal Craig Niche Decorators.
Well done. Good man,
Mr. Niche has come on board as a sponsor, and another long-time friend of the podcast and listener of the show, and a sponsor of the 51 Club in St Andrews of Mr. Cam McGiffin.
Could have only been.
Of course. And we'll leave the best to last on that one. So, 2 former Stars players now sponsoring the podcast. One was just slightly better than the other. I think Cam just edged it over Paddy in terms of performance levels.
I think so. Certainly in the goal scoring ability. Anyway, I think Cam just edges Paddy.
Yeah. I think also the pace as well.
Yeah.
He just
actually, you know what? I probably think Craig Niche scored more goals than McGiffin.
So they've now been brought on as sponsors, and they have actually sponsored a part of the show, which is what we're going to come on to next. So it is the game reviews, which are sponsored by the 51 Club. So 51 Club sponsored game reviews of the Glasgow Clan away and home games. So it was a disappointing night on the Friday. A lot of traffic issues going through to Glasgow. Shannon and I were also kind of held up in that. We got diverted through Denny and some other place before that. Something Pace or Denny Pace or something like that.
Dunny Pace.
Dunny Pace, aye, not close. So we got caught up in that going to North Lanarkshire for a basketball game. But I don't think the trip was really worth it to Glasgow for the fans. It was a 6-1 defeat for the Stars. John Dunbar at 21-15 after a goalless opening period. Peacock, the Weacock, at 31-59 on the power play. Then quick-fire goal, as we always speak about on the show now, by John Dunbar again at 32-25. Roman Semyonov, assisted by Parker and Sonch at 39-18 on the power play, gave us a little bit of renewed hope going into the third period. But then a quick-fire goal at the start of the period by Stephen McPartland on the power play, 41-30. Kevin Massey, 43-22, another quick-fire goal. And Peacock with the icing on the cake for the Clan at 54:03, giving them a 6-1 victory. Um,
Yeah, wasn't it good?
No, a lot of comments and conversations had from people at the game that were saying, "Where's the fight?" And the performances again that we'd seen against Cardiff, against Fife, it just seemed to be lacking again. And I think we'll come on to it when we speak about the home game on the Saturday, but the inconsistencies is just unreal.
Yeah, it is. There was a lot of negativity come out of that game for the fans. How poorly they played. I'd messaged you during the game. I knew you were referee. I knew you'd pick your text up later on. But again, goals. What was it? Goals 2 and 3, and then 4 and 5 were like seconds and minutes.
Yep.
It happens every time. I don't know if we just basically switch off. But when I seen it coming through, and like I've always said that I'm no hockey player, right? But when you get beat 6-1 for Glasgow and you look at the scorers, right? And Jordan's a good guy. We've known Jordan County for a long time, mate. We have.
Yep.
And Jordan rocks up with 0+4. Craig Peacock 2+2. They're the Brits that's doing the damage. That's not their imports that are doing the damage. That's their Brits. And for me, that's what's frustrating. Dunbar's a good player. He was a good player at Guildford. But when we're going to, again, the Saturday game, sorry, they are not a team who are 6-1 in front of us.
No.
They are not that much better than us. And for me, it is the whole inconsistency. God, we spoke last year about the consistent inconsistency. But I think last year, if we were getting beat, we were still in games. We weren't going to Glasgow and getting beat 6-1 and getting absolutely hammered on social media.
Yep, and putting up a fight as well.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, there was.
We've always said that, right? And we're big fans of Kyle Haas, but he's not here. We need to forget about him. But if you think back to last season, that would never have happened. Would not have happened.
No.
And as soon as they start getting away, things begin to happen on the ice. Players begin to agitate. Maybe not just Kyle. Dorovic would have done it. Rongier would have done it. So there's loads of people always going, hey, you hear my doorbell. Guess what? Mum's up the stairs with the dog. Yeah, hey ho. The parcel will just say to sit there now.
Senior, you can go answer the door. We'll allow you to answer the door.
Are you sure now?
Go and answer the door. It's got to be.
How unprofessional is this?
Senior's away answering the door. If he's still there, that is. There was also the conversation that was being had around the injuries we've now picked up. So I don't know about Ben Brown, but Ben's obviously in a sling, and also Hugo now in a sling. After seemingly the hit by Stephen Dixon, and there was no anything after that. Whether it was a clean hit or not, one of your alternate captains has went down injured. He's now off. Someone's got to answer for that.
Definitely. And I'll tell you, if that boy rings that doorbell again, he'll get fucking answered, because by the time I got there, he'd left it at the door anyway. We dick.
So yeah, it wasn't the best of performances again of the season. And again, like you say, Glasgow Clan are not a 6-1 team in front of us.
No, definitely not.
So we moved on to the Saturday with a bit of optimism, I would say. Hopeful, it was a little bit of a, let's hope we know we're gonna.
Yeah,
let's hope we come out and answer it.
Yeah. So if you think back to last week's show, we said, look, if we go there, split the two games, would have been happy. But based on the 6-1 defeat and the comments that everybody had,
Yeah.
I was shitting myself for Saturday night, like
Yeah.
absolutely bricking it.
Yeah.
Really,
And
I
then
thought we are going to get pumped again.
Saturday night came around,
Yeah,
and Gabriel Chabot scores after 24 seconds, and we're
yeah,
thinking, fuck, here we go again.
exactly.
However, just over a minute later, at 1:33, Big Parker dropping the gloves, giving the boys tatties, and we'll come on to that once I give the rundown of the scorers, but giving the boys tatties.
Yeah,
Philippe Sonch equalised at 5:05. Gary Hayden then put the Clan back ahead at 7:54. Elijah Barriga, assisted by Semyonovs and Naslin at 8:27. And then Johan Eriksson with his first for the club, assisted by Soke and our boy Matt Cowlett at 14:41 on the power play. Philippe Sonch then got his second of the night, assisted by Semyonovs and Soke, 21:07 on the power play. Elijah Barriga then scored his second of the night and put him joint top goal scorer in the league this season, assisted by Semyonovs and Dow, 27:58. A quick fire goal after we scored by John Dunbar at 28:18. And then icing on the cake for Mr. Parker. It's a pity he never had an assist for a Gordy.
I know.
But Ian Parker, assisted by Soke and Folk at 58:29 with the ENG, and a 6-3 win for the Stars. Now let's start at the beginning of the game. We concede early on, and then all of a sudden, Parker's thrown the gloves down.
Yeah.
What a fight.
I think I turned round to yourself and I turned into a few guys and thought, the guy Kennedy's, he's not a massive fighter, but he could handle himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, I think Big Parker's maybe got bit off more than he could chew here.
Yeah.
And he struggled to get into the fight. And then once he got, I think it was quite strange. He got his left hand free.
Yeah.
And I think Kennedy was expecting him to be hitting him with his right hand. And then he got his left hand free. And then he gave him a few with that. And then Kennedy then tied up the left hand and then he went right-handed. And the last two were absolute belters.
It was when he got that, he went from right to left, then back onto the right, and in the right there was a couple, like one or two, maybe three, I think it was, quick, and then the wee grapple, and then it was the bang, and it was, oh, I'm down, and I'm coming back up, but at that point in the line I was like, nah, you're done.
Three
good
teeth
to see you.
Lost.
Yeah, 3 teeth, and I believe they were on the ice during the first period because nobody could find them. So they'll be in that Zamboni in the ice pit somewhere.
Give Kennedy his due. He did get a bit of pacing. He took it well on the bench. He did. He just came back and he sat there and he got power and he just sat and he just took it. You know what I mean? But
it was
what an absolute game changer.
Yes, definitely. Because it got the crowd going again. You know, after 24 seconds, I think everyone's thinking, shit, here we go. We've conceded quickly again. They're 1-0 up. We got pumped 6-1 for them last night. They're then probably thinking, we're going to steamroll over this lot again. And then someone stood up and actually like, no, what? No, this is our fucking ice, right?
Yeah.
We dictate what's going to happen here. And I think...
From all accounts, Junior, the night before, they bullied us.
Yeah.
That was a lot of the comments that the guys were saying. We actually got bullied off the ice.
Yeah.
And I think on Saturday, I thought when they opened the scoring, I actually thought they were thinking they were going to do this again. And then so Kennedy's technically their fighter, and to get hammered like that for Parker, he's not a renowned fighter, let's be honest. He's a big guy, but he doesn't go looking for fights. And to get absolutely leathered like that, that was a wake-up call. And it was a wake-up call for us. And then I think this has happened to us in the Clan before, when Kyle's mixed it. Mm-hmm. They've sort of went, oh, what's happened here? Wait a minute, this shouldn't be happening to us.
Yep.
And it did happen.
Yep. And then they become very ill-disciplined because of it.
Yes.
You know, Mr. Mr. Bolted. I mean, Bolton. He lost his discipline a little bit and started getting chirpy with the officials. Got a couple of stupid roughing penalties and punching Sonch in the back of the head when the puck's even there. Waz then started getting frustrated, and when Waz gets frustrated, he doesn't perform.
No, see, for me, when you're playing the Glasgow Clan, that's the boy's head to get into. It's Matthew Watt, because when you get into his head, he forgets about what he's got to do on the ice, and he gets involved with officials. He gets involved with other players, and if you can get to him and get him off his game, you're in with a big chance.
Yeah.
And then the other thing for me with the Parker fight was it suddenly allowed Sonch to become
do what the fuck you wanted.
Yeah,
do whatever you wanted to do.
Do what you want, because the fighter just got hammered. So if anybody else wants to fight, everybody's in. Everybody's up for it now. And you said it. For me, Big Parker is becoming a fan's favourite now. Like
I wouldn't say a fan's favourite. I think it's a bit strong, but I think people are starting to recognise what his level and ability is in the game. And we said it last week against Fife. In and around the net, big body for a big boy. He's got decent hands on him, and he controls that puck behind the goal so well. In front of it, he's a big body. People are still going on about Kenny kind of skater in him, right? Okay, he's maybe not the best of skaters, but he's a third line grinder. He doesn't hate to throw big hits as long as he goes in, does some of the dirty stuff, and he's there to protect the guys when he needs to. He's done his role, and he didn't hate to score on Saturday. I think he got man of the match. He got man of the match again, didn't he?
No.
Did he not? Oh no, Barriga got it.
No, Barriga got it.
But I think there was. I think he was in contention for it again because of the fight and what he did on the ice at the time. And listen, he's no a superstar. Let's not beat around the bush. He's no a top 2 line forward. He's probably your third line grinder, and he does it very well when he's allowed to play that game with no pressure of having to score goals because Soki was out, Sonch went out, Hugo was out, Ricci was, fucking there and thereabouts, or just fucking off to Nottingham. We had guys out injured.
And I think his experience of the game is rubbing off on Garrigan.
Yeah.
And probably Tom's and probably Mark, because all of a sudden these guys, certainly Craig and Tom's, are forechecking like mad now, because they've suddenly thought, wait a minute, this big guy's got me back now. So elbow and Garrigan, as soon as they got the puck at the post, Garrigan just hit them and just hit them and hit them and just kept going. And that's what you expect of your third and fourth line players. It's just to forecheck the death out the D. That's it. Just going to hit bodies and make them tire.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me that he's running about his fighting, and I can't remember who it was. Running about his hands. They must be hard. Reminds me of Norrie Phillips. Fucking hands like shovels.
Yeah.
He's fucking Parker's hands are huge, man. Have you seen them without the gloves on?
Yeah.
Oh my god, fucking shovels.
Norrie Phillips was the only man that was able to carry all the sticks onto the ice in one hand. They were that big. Everybody else has got to tuck them under. Norrie just used to carry them out in his hand and plant them on the bench for the guys. But see, when you look at the stats, right, and I was quite surprised. Our stats on Saturday: Roman Semyonov's 0+3, Ben Soki 0+3. And it's these guys are just quietly and efficiently just going about their business.
Yeah,
I must admit, I like Soki as a player. I think he's really good, and I said it last week. I think him and Johan Eriksson will start to manoeuvre again, and I hope it continues. Good to see Johan getting a goal early doors. He's not had to wait 5, 6, 7 games. Was it 2 games, and that's him scored the goal already. So, and he looks really good.
Yeah, no, I like him. And again, I said it last week after the Fife game. I didn't even notice Chris Leidsman on the ice again.
Yeah.
It just, and he's on it a lot. Like, you totally forget he's playing, just goes about and does his thing. There's nothing about him. Like, there's no shit. There's no, that we're still making a lot of defensive mistakes, I think. But in terms of his game, I couldn't even remember noticing him being on the ice at times.
I thought defensively, I thought we were actually okay on Saturday. Apart from them scoring after 24 seconds, but I thought the longer the game went on, I thought Naslund got even better as well. And the goalie kept winning at times. I was a wee bit critical of the goalie. Well, not of the goalie, but of his stats.
Stats were put. I think it was 82% save percentage over the weekend.
Yeah,
it was really low.
Yeah, it was 77% for Saturday.
Yeah, so 82
and
over 2 games.
As I say, all I said was, you'll not win games, a lot of games, if your goalie's doing it that. And I wasn't going to go to the goal. That goes against the whole team. It really does. Yeah. But Fife get beat and Shane Owens sitting at 89, 90%. That's the difference. Now, if Anton could get his stats up to high 80s every single game, then you've got a better chance of winning games.
Yeah. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this again, because I know there's still some people disagree with this. Shane Owens the best goalie in the league.
I would agree with that.
Just saying. Yeah.
The only there's one other goalie before we move on that comes close to him, and it's a guy at Sheffield, the boy Matthew Greenfield. Only one that gets close to him. Yeah. Okay. Here, look at his stats. They're quite impressive.
To be fair, I think Sheepdog would beat the two of them, but
guaranteed.
The big shout out for the Sheep, by the way. What was it he dressed in? Was it his 1000th Elite League game or something?
What is this man? Fuck, what age do you think he is? He's only about 10.
He's been playing the game since he was about fucking 6.
Yeah. Was it not 600 or something? It's
600 games.
Game or something. It was something like that.
Dressed, fucking hats off to Sheepdog, takes a few years out, comes back as the backup to help cover for Fife when Little's been out injured. Credit to Sheep where it's due,
Yeah.
So after those 2 results, the league didn't really change too much for we. Glasgow at the bottom with Manchester picking up points.
Glasgow can't be at the bottom because they're massive.
They're massive.
They can't be.
So Glasgow still bottom on 11 points after 20 games. Manchester on 11 after 16, and us and Fife in 7th and 8th on 14 points after 20 games. Same amount of points as Nottingham, who have 3 games in hand.
Could I ask you a question?
Yes.
Right. Why are Nottingham above Fife and Dundee when we've got more regulation wins?
It's that point percentage at the side.
Is that what it goes on?
Yes.
I thought it used to go in regulation wins. That's bullshit. That's just so Nottingham are sitting in 8th.
So that'll be their percentage will be based on the amount of points they've got through games.
Yeah, through games. Yeah.
So they've got 14 points through 17 games, so they're higher up than us. And us and Fife are on exactly the same. But Fife are ahead of us on goals for. I believe that's what that is.
Yeah. If it was goals against, we'd be at the top.
I don't know. So next weekend, split it, as we said.
Yeah, as we said.
We would have wished for a better performance on the Friday. But, 2 points out of the 4. I think that's what we were hoping for and expecting. Which takes one to a very difficult weekend coming up. So this is obviously the Craig Niche Decorators sponsored game previews of the Nottingham Panthers and the Cardiff Devils. So at home at Nottingham on the Saturday, Senior, we've
2 points.
It's just what you say. We've beat them up here. And I thought we bossed the game against them I think they were in it at times, and then we controlled it at times, and then they came back in it, and then we controlled it again. I thought we dominated more of the game than what they did. Returning Fabrizio Ricci as well.
Yeah. It's going to be a different. It's going to be a different Nottingham team. Corey's back as well, so it's going to be totally different this time.
And we're away to get a bit. We're going to have to put. We did say we were going to have to put a disclaimer out on this episode anyway for over 18s. So it's definitely going to be over 18s here. But Corey and Simsy's sex toy is also back as assistant coach. Rick Strachan.
Is he?
Yep, Rick Strachan's back as assistant coach. Yep, so they've got the band. The band's back together in Nottingham.
Next thing they'll be signing David Ling.
I was away to say fucking David Ling, fucking random boys. Jonathan Weaver and everything will probably start coming back at the woodwork.
David Clark will be back.
Strachan and Nielsen back. It'd be a different setup. And let's be honest, I think that is I wouldn't say it's a coaching upgrade, but they know what Nottingham's about, and they know what this league's about. And I think that's been the issue with Nottingham over the last 2 seasons. It's guys that are coming in from, their North American coaches, and Nielsen that are as well, but they've been in the league. They've played in the league. They've coached in the league for years.
And what you've got to remember, right? Corey Nielsen and Rick Strachan, I think, you care what you're like with your info. I think they were on the bench the night we pumped them 8-3. So it doesn't matter who's on the bench for Nottingham.
They were, because I still remember Corey Nielsen's little game sheet that he has, the wee cardboard, the wee printout that he writes all his face-off ones and that on it, and all it said was, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I think we were about 5-0 up or something at the time, and it was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "That's tremendous."
We've done it before. It was a different team back then, but we've done it before. There's nothing stopping us from doing it again.
Yep.
It'll be a hard game. They are still a big club, let's be honest. Regardless of where they're sitting in the league. Compared to us.
Not as massive as the Clan, though.
No, not as massive as the Clan, because the Clan are massive. However, it will be tough. But I do expect a win. I really do.
Yeah, I'm expecting us to come out hard, and I think it'll be a closer game than what I think people will think it is going to be.
Yeah,
a lot of people will think Nottingham.
Well, when I'm saying we're going to win, I think we might it'll be a 1 or 2 goal game.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, different Nottingham team. It's going to be interesting to see Ricci's reception. I think, I don't know how fans are going to look at this. A lot of fans didn't think he performed as well as he should have, based on his previous stint. I think a lot of people have now thought, well, he's went to Nottingham, so obviously he's asked to leave and go there, bigger bucks or whatever. I think he could get quite a bit of booing on Saturday. Eh?
He will have used that.
Depends on who the player is.
I've not got an opinion on him. He came to us. He was made captain. Was that the right decision? Probably not. I think there was other players who should have probably been captain. I think Rhys Sonchi should have been captain personally, but he's now moved on. Whether he asked to leave or whether Nottingham came in, it's immaterial. Yeah. He doesn't play for us now. He gets treated like every other player that plays against us. What will be interesting is he'll be like their 3rd or 4th line.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how he plays against us. Now we've seen him playing this year in the same role, right?
Yeah.
Is he going to be the Ricci that played for Dundee the last time?
Yeah.
When he was forechecking and being an agitator, or is he going to be like the Ricci that just played there, who didn't really agitate? Yeah. So it'll be interesting. And it'll be interesting, like, especially, see, boys, as we just mentioned about boys like Garrigan, forechecking. It'll be interesting to see if he's on that board, how the players will just go right through.
Yeah. So hopefully 2 points on the Saturday. Then it's the long bus journey down to Cardiff on the Sunday, and I can't see anything other than a Devils win and a convincing Devils win.
Yeah, I'm the same. I don't like admitting it, but yeah, I'm the same. Before we came on air, we were speaking about it, and I never even thought we were playing on the Sunday. I thought it was a one-game weekend. I never even knew we were down in Cardiff. Yeah. It's strange for us to go to Cardiff on a Sunday. We're normally in Cardiff on a Saturday, and then we play the home game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you, I think Cardiff will maybe win by 3 or 4. Yeah. Which will be quite disappointing.
Yeah.
However, over the weekend, we've always said that win the home game and see what happens on the road.
Yeah. What's your score prediction for Nottingham then?
Right, score prediction for Nottingham will be Stars 3, Nottingham 2.
Okay. So 3-2 Stars win. And your Devils prediction?
Oh, this could be horrible. I don't want to say it.
Say it. Straight back.
7-1.
7-1.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking 6-1 for Devils.
Right.
And I'm going to go along the lines of a 4-2 victory for Stars against the Panthers.
Okay.
We didn't come close with our predictions last week. So obviously you'd said it was going to be... Well, you were kind of close. You had the right amount of goals in the Glasgow away game. You had 5-2 Clan. 7 goals. You were kind of right.
I suppose.
And then a 4-2 victory for Stars on the Saturday, sorry. And then obviously I had Clan winning 4-2 in Braehead, Paisley, St Mirren, North Renfrewshire, Lanarkshire, Glasgow Airport, and a 2-1 home win on the Saturday. So I was well out for both. So yeah, but that isn't it though. We've got another game that we need to preview.
Yes, we
do. Next week. So next Wednesday is the Fife Flyers Challenge Cup first leg. It is Wednesday, isn't it? The game is on.
Yes, Wednesday the 7th.
Aye, that's right. The 7th. Yep. So it's Wednesday.
7th and the 14th is the two games.
Yeah, the 2 Wednesdays. Thank God, because I've got treatment with Airway on the 15th, and I was just waiting on our texting to say Fife have got the game on that date, so you can't come. So we're fine. But yeah, big chance for us to make the semi-finals for the first time.
Yeah, it's it's a big chance for both clubs, is it?
Yep, massively.
It really is. And see in a way, you never really like getting your biggest rival in a knockout cup thing, whether it's a one game or whether it's over 2 legs. You don't like getting your rivals because it gives them bragging rights if they win it. However, they're midweek games.
Yep.
You don't want to be travelling midweek. You're going across the bridge. And you've got an opportunity to make it. Both clubs have got an opportunity to make a bit of money. So I'm glad we've got Fife. The only other team you would have really wanted would have been Glasgow, if anybody. Yep. And for me, it's going to come down to who wins their home games by mere goals. That's it for me. I think we'll win in Dundee. I think we'll preview the Fife. I think they'll win in Fife, but it's going to come down to if we beat them at home. I think we need to get a good lead.
Yeah, and I think you might find Fife will play the old Todd Dutium camp on top of Shane Owen and just get rid of the shit and hope to hit them on the break.
Yeah.
And if they do that, they'll win in Dundee.
Yeah.
If they score early, they'll sit right in on top of him the whole game.
But then all we'll do is we'll just get Barriga to run the goalie a couple of times.
Again.
Elijah loves running Shane Owen, does he not?
Oh. But yeah, and the best bit was the two times he was shoved into Shane Owen those 2 times.
I know.
But
it's
it's a big game for both clubs.
Big game for both clubs. The home game, I'm going to go for us to win by 2.
Okay. I genuinely think it's going to be a draw.
Really?
I think it's going to be something like 3-3.
Right. Okay.
And it'll finish on the tie, and it'll go to Fife, and then it's winner takes all, and who can play in the shittiest rink better.
For you know what, it's to have a chance, you've just got to stay in the game.
Yeah.
And that's it. For Dundee, just don't get beat at home. If you didn't win, then take the draw.
Yeah.
And then see what happens
definitely.
on Fife. Yeah.
Definitely. So yeah, 3 big games coming up. Panthers at home, Cardiff away, Fife at home in the Challenge Cup. But yeah, only other biggest thing that's left to say is remember the competition's still live until Sunday. Time did I say it was again? I can't remember what time I said the competition was closing it. It's on the post. You'll know if you've liked and shared the post. So remember, 2 big prize winners, £60 for first prize and the £30 for the second prize. That's amazing. £60, even the £30 is amazing for Don Michelle. So yeah, got to be in it to win it.
Yes, we certainly do. So see when you introduce the show next week, is it the Don Michelle?
Don Michelle is our title sponsor. Don Michelle is our title sponsor.
Really, you think we could get more sponsors than Sheffield Steelers?
No, never.
Right. Okay.
Nobody will be able to do that.
Yeah. You should get other way around. You should get other logos.
Unfortunately, StreamYard doesn't allow you to do that. They allow you to do it one at a time. But yeah, it's Don Michelle is our title sponsor.
Yeah.
And yeah, we like to thank Don Michelle as always for being sponsor of the show. I say that competition is still live until Sunday, and we'd like to thank Cam and the guys, obviously at the 51 Club, for sponsoring our game reviews. Craig Niche Decorators for sponsoring the game previews. However, if you are looking for Mr. Niche to do a job for you, you're probably looking at early February. He's that busy. I tried to get him myself.
Must be bad when you can't get a sponsor to do the homers for you.
I know, right? Well, I know. Unbelievable.
What's that about?
Unbelievable. You know what? Name a sponsorship for him. That's it. He's done. 1 episode. He's out.
That's it. He's another one. Junior. Well, no angry. Just disappointed.
But yeah. So yeah, big games at the weekend. Let's hope that we are moving up the table that little bit over Fife, maybe with a win against Nottingham. I don't even know who they've got at the weekend, so let's hope that they lose both of them, and it pushes us up above them again as we start pushing on with the promises that we know we can play. But yeah, thanks to the sponsors again. Thanks to all you guys for listening. We will see you on Saturday, and we hope you have a good week, and we'll speak to you again next week.
Yeah, let's hope we see Billy.
And let's hope we see Billy. Speak soon. Thank you.